Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today is our lecture number 30. Yesterday we have studied some definitions of nil radical and related. We are also study some related theorems and with examples. In this lecture we have studied nil radical. Yesterday we have studied some only radical of a ring. In this lecture we have studied only nil radical and their related result. So let's start the definition. This definition basically states that let R be a commutative ring. What is commutative ring? Yesterday I also revised in this lecture. I also revised this commutative ring is basically R is an MDC with binary operation, two binary operation addition multiplication satisfy the following condition. Number first, R under addition is abelian group number. Second, R under multiplication is commutative, basically is a semi group number. Third, associative law, left and right distributive law, sorry. And number four, let hold commutative law, A steric B is equal to B steric A. Then n is equal to x belong to R such that x is nilpotent. What is nilpotent? X is nilpotent if and only if there exists some positive integer and such that x power n is equal to 0 is called nil radical of R. Then we say that n is nil radical of R. After this example, for the ring Z4, n is equal to 0 and 2 are nil radical. Yesterday we also revised the remark n1 and n2 are nil radical of R1 and R2 respectively. Then the cross multiplication of these two nil radical is also nil radical of cross multiplication of these two rings. After this, we are studying very well known result and very important result. This theorem basically states that what? Let R be a commutative ring. What? R be a commutative ring with unity and n be a nil radical of R. Then n is the intersection of all prime ideal of R. So here we have proved that n is the intersection of all prime ideal of R. So let Pi be the collection of all prime ideal of R to prove that n is equal to intersection of Pi. So this result, for this we have revised some definition. What is prime ideal? Basically, first of all we have studied ideal. Ideal is basically subgroup plus left ideal and right ideal. For left ideal, we are taking one element from a ring and second element from, for example, n. So Rn and Lr belong to n. So then we said ideal. Prime, it is no non-trivial. It is no proper ideal. For prime, it divided by 1R itself. So n is equal to, it is prime ideal. There is no non-trivial. Okay, to prove n is equal to intersection of Pi, that means that first of all we have proved that n is the subset of intersection of Pi. Second, we have proved that what? Intersection of Pi is the subset of n. So for this, we have started the proof of this theorem. First of all, we are proved that n is the subset of intersection of Pi. Let x belong to n. Then for some positive integer n, because n is nil radical, that means that n contains such kind of element. When we are taking a positive integer x power n, then the result will be 0. So we say that basically we say that n contain nilpotent element. So we are say that x is nilpotent. For this, there exists some positive integer n such that x power n is equal to 0. So we have write x power n is equal to 0. And 0 is also belong to Pi because Pi is a collection of all ideals. So 0 is also belonging to prime ideal Pi. For all I belong to I, that means that xi is also belong to x power n is also belong to Pi. For all I belong to I, that means that x belong to Pi because for all I belong to I, Pi is prime. So if a element belong to Pi, so they should be belong to intersection of Pi because intersection of Pi contains such kind of element which will be common in each, common in all. So we are taking arbitrary element x belonging to n, and we have proved that x belonging to intersection of Pi such that I belong to capital I. So that's mean that N is the subset of intersection of Pi. So this is the direct part of the theorem. For this, after this we have proved that the converse part of the theorem. That's mean that we are taking element from intersection of Pi and we have proved that this element should belong to N. So for this we have started the proof of this theorem. Okay, so let's start the converse of this theorem. We assume that X belong to R such that X is not belong to N because N contain nilpotent element and X is maybe non-nilpotent element. To prove that X belonging to X is not belong to intersection of Pi. Because it is not belong to N, so this is not belong to. If it is belonging to N, so this is belonging to Ni. Let S be the collection of all ideal I of R such that X power N belonging to I for all N is greater than 0. No, let I1 is contained in I2 is contained in I3 be a chain of ideal in S, then K is equal to union of I belonging to S. The union of union of all ideal, we say that it is equal to K and belonging to S because this is all ideal chain, all ideal of S. So union is also belonging to S. We are taking X power N is not belong to I, so it should not belonging to union I. Okay. That's mean that it does not belong to K because the element is not belong to I, so it does not belong to union of I and it is not belonging to K and it does not belong to S. S contain is upper bound of the chain. S contain maximal elements say P, so P belong to S. That's mean that X is not belonging to P because P is the element of S and X power N is not belonging to S. Now we prove that P is prime. Suppose on contrary P is not prime, so then there exists AB belonging to P, A belong to R such that multiplication of both belonging to P, but A is not belonging to P and B is not belonging to P. That means that this set is not a subset of P and this is not singleton set is not a subset of P. That means that P is contained in A plus P and P is contained in B plus P. We are at P both sides, so we should be contained in this. P is maximal in S, so A plus P and B plus P is not belong to S because by using this maximality, by using maximality is not belong to S mean that X power N is belonging to A plus P and X power N belonging to B plus P because this element is not belonging to S. So for this there exists a positive integer Mn such that X power N we have write R1 A plus P1 and R2 plus B plus P2 X power M. R1, R2 belong to R, P1, P2 belong to P. So we are right X power N, X power M. We multiply these both. So we are right X power M plus N. After the multiplication of this, we have right these element belonging to AB because this belong to N and B. This belong to R and this is belonging to P. That means that its element belong to AB plus P. AB belong to P. That means that AB is the subset of P. So we have also write P is subset of AB plus P, which contains also contained in P. So P plus P is equal to P. AB plus P is equal to P. After this, we have write again. This is equal to P. That means that this is belonging to P and P is not belonging to S. So which is contradiction of both positions is wrong. Hence P is prime. P belong to S. X is not belong to P. P is prime. X is not belonging to P, so X is not belonging to intersection of P. Intersection of P is contained in N because X is not belonging to N. By up there we are also considered. So by condition by using this and ups there condition, we get N is equal to intersection of Pi. By using this, X is not belong to I is mean that we have proved X is not belong to I. So this is the subset of this. So by using this condition and by using this condition, we have proved that N is equal to intersection of Pi and I belong to I. So N is the intersection of all prime ideal of R. So we get the result. After this radical, what is radical? A radical is a class of a ring such that number first, the homomorphic image of a image J is also in J. Basically, a class denoted by like row. A radical of a class row of a ring such that the homomorphic image of a ring in row is also in a row or also J. If you have want to use J, so you have used J. Every ring R contain an ideal SR in row such that condition every other ideal of R that is in row. Number third, S of R by S of R is equal to 0. So this is our today lecture. If you have feel any complication in this theorems and some remarks and some definitions, you feel any complication in this, you should contact me. Otherwise, we will meet in the next lecture, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.